What is going on, everybody? This is Jordan Johnson Alpha Capital. I hope you all are having a great week in the markets. Just want to come to you all, give you all some good content, some analysis of what I see going on in the market right now. As always, if you are not already in the $1 Million Vision Telegram group, I definitely suggest joining as soon as possible. As you can see, there is 506 people in there right now. I put a lot of content in here, just on what just on what it takes to be a consistently profitable trader. I put a lot of my personal trades, a lot of tips and just advice, and just a lot of good content, honestly. So join. You'll definitely get a lot of value in that. And again, as you can see, it's the $1 Million Vision Telegram group. If you do not follow the Facebook page, Jordan Forex Trader, follow it. I post a lot of good content on here as well. I should change it. I don't just trade Forex. I trade futures as well. So let's just dive into the markets. Let's start off with the dollar index on a daily time frame. On the dollar index, it is definitely in a bullish trend. It's been in a bullish trend for some time now. So I don't see a reason just to, go short on the dollar, to start selling it. For those of you that don't know, I am a trend continuation trader. I use a lot of Elliott wave. I use a lot of just Elliott wave analysis when I do my forecast, and I'm a student of Elliott wave, so you will see me talking a lot of Elliott wave terminology from time to time. But if you can see this counter trend line that I did just draw before I just go long on the dollar, I would like to see a break in CTL. Look for a break in CTL. Just look for a break to go long as well. That is one approach you can use to looking to get involved in the trade. For those of you that don't know, the DXY just is the dollar index. It just measures the dollar strength. One way that you use this is if you notice that the dollar index is getting stronger, you can go to other currency pairs, like euro dollar, for example. If the dollar is getting stronger, more than likely, euro dollar will be getting weakened, and that could lead to a sell set up. So just of how you use that in your regular trading. When we look at the dollar index, we're looking at the dollar from a macro view, and when we jump back into these other currencies, we can attack it kind of more from a micro view. So let's look at the dollar index on the 4-hour time frame. It's still very bullish, although you can see there is a little flag, little channel here that is setting up. If I was to bring out my oscillator, my RSI, you can see that there is bullish divergence. That would also lead to, it's another confluence that price could be ready to break up to the upside. However, I do notice there is some resistance. This is a good area of resistance. This is a great supply area of where some of my counter trend traders will be looking to short the market. Let's bring out some Fibonacci. So some Fibonacci for me, as you can see, this is a decent little area in here as well, right here by this 61.8. Really, this whole area here is a good demand area, but this is a good area as well, to where you can look for some potential buy setups on the dollar. I always say, when trading, use a if then thought process. If the market do this, I will do that. You want to just have a game plan ready for the markets. You know, you don't never just want to be kind of just have a just one way, or hey, the market gotta do this, the market will do this. Because what you're gonna find yourself is you're gonna be wrong, you know, a lot of times. You know, the market don't necessarily do you know, what you say it will do when it, you know, when you think it'll do it. You gotta have a game plan. You know, I'm pretty sure I might be right in saying that hey, the dollar is gonna, you know, break out to the upside. But of course, price, you know, this is what price could do. This is what price do a lot of time. You know, it's a good price might not just do that and go straight up to the upside. You have to be ready. What would you do if price do this, come back down, do something like this, and then go up? You know, you got to be able to identify these patterns. You got to, you know, just have a good grasp of what price is doing, and you want to know why price is doing it, and you want to know levels of where price can go before, you know, it ultimately takes off. And then you also want to know, hey, where would I be wrong at on this analysis? You know, if price just broke to the downside, made new lows, is my analysis wrong? You have to be able to determine that. So let's just zoom back out real quick for me. So obviously we are looking for, you know, some upside targets, looking for levels on when price could go down. I mean, start the up move. If I was to bring my fibs from this low point to this high, you can see we are right at that 50% retracement. So I mean, it is possible that price could go lower. Let me bring out some Fibonacci extensions as well. We don't quite have a one-to-one move. So can price come down here into this area? Of course price can make it down here to this area. That's very possible. You know, to give us a full. We got an A here. We got a B here. I believe the C is already completed and we're starting our up move. But it is possible that, you know, we could ride this trend line on down, you know, deeper into this zone here first. That, you know, that is a possibility. Let me get some of these zones offer here. But as you can see on the dollar, I am looking for, you know, I'm looking for an opportunity to get long. So, you know, will it be later on this week? Will it be next week? You know, I'm patient in my trading. I'm gonna wait for the setup. You know, trading and, you know, being a profitable trader, you gotta have a game plan, you gotta have a strategy, you wanna have the odds in your favor. So I will take a trade when I see, you know, that the probability of me winning is high. Let's drop back down. Let's drop to the hour time frame. Still very bullish. One thing that I do see, I like how, yes, for my counter trend traders, I like this. Probably get a break. Let's bring some extensions. If I was looking to even get long on a smaller level, I will. This is probably, I just had the orange box on the other one, but that's a good area to look to get long. I will look for price to do something like this. We already kind of started. We got an A, we got a B. Look for price maybe to come back up. Let's change this degree to a smaller degree, micro level. Let's look for price to do something like this. Look for price to come back up here, break to the downside. And this is an area where I will initially start looking for buys. I will look for price to do something like that. Let's put a little horizontal ray. Yeah, we don't need a horizontal ray. Let me just put a little black line right here. This is what I think is forming a smaller flat pattern. And the beautiful thing about Elliott wave analysis, you all, it moves in fractals. So look, watch as I go down to this 15-hour time frame. You know, it's still valid. I'm looking at this being an impulse. We got to the downside. Now we're forming, as you all always see, watch all of my videos. I always talk about corrective structures. I believe we are forming a corrective structure. So we'll look for price to, move up to the upside a little bit to at least come retest this zone here or here. Come retest, draw it out again. Price come up here, retest, and then I will be looking for buy setups. Once we reach this zone down here, and once we move a little bit lower. So that was you are just witness of how I break down, my trade and what I'm looking for. We started on the daily time frame. We went all the way down to a 15-minute time frame. So that's the dollar index. Let's move over to gold. So for those of you that don't know, gold and the dollar index is usually, it's inverse of each other. So usually if the dollar is bullish, gold is going to be bearish. As of right now, from what I can see on the charts, gold looks bullish to me as well. I also said that, the dollar looks bullish, but I did say that, we could see a break in the dollar to the downside before we get that buy setup. And that's important. Follow me on TradingView as well. You can look at all of my ideas that I have published. We've been following gold for some time now, since back April 14th. I posted, it was a great short on gold, and as you can see the arrows, I was like, we're going to get to this blue box. Once we get to this blue box, it's just the bigger buy setup. Look what price did. We got it, got to the blue box, boom, buy setup. I can't call it out no better. And if you go to the last video I posted, I believe last week, gold was around this area, and I pointed out this double bottom that you all can see here, and said, hey, we are, about to get some movement to the upside. And then this is where I was going to look for shorts on gold. But as you can see, we are still bullish. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so that we can see it a little better. I believe we had an ABC. We had a break of that. So gold is definitely, I don't want to short gold back, no, I don't want to short it. I don't see no reasons to short gold, which makes me really not really wanting to necessarily buy the dollar right now. I actually see this looks like a good setup on gold. But it is important to remember we are still we're kind of in a bullish trend. Let's jump to the daily real quick. Let's look at it from a bigger view. Yeah, still we're still in a nice bullish trend. This is actually a good Elliott wave count. I believe this is a great ABC corrective structure of what we have on gold. I definitely think it's possible for gold to, come back up here, retest these highs. If not, let's duplicate it. Let's clone it. Definitely at least come back up and touch these highs. Let's go back down to the 4-hour time frame. That's why I trade what I see. So I treat each different asset class or whatever I'm trading perfect. I treat them different. I'm looking at this. We never broke this. If you look, I believe this is to give you a little Elliott wave count of what I see right now. I see we have a 1. Oops, that's the wrong. That's the ABC. Let me get the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Believe we have an initial wave up. We have a wave 1. We have a wave 2. Wave 2 never broke the low of wave 1. We are creating a wave 3. We might be in the process of a 4, but and then a 5. So I can see a clear Elliott wave. We are making an impulsive leg to the upside. So what would I look for on gold? I can draw a little trend line right here for us. Change the color back. Let's jump down to the hourly time frame. Beautiful. So just looking where strong areas of support, strong areas of demand before I even draw any type of Fibonacci. Just look to the left, you can see structure. That is a strong area where I would like to get involved, where, just to buy the markets. Looks like this is definitely a corrective structure. Let's bring out some Fibonacci. Okay, from the high, we already reached the 38.2, barely tapped the 50. Look where this 61.8 land. For those of you that don't know Fibonacci, I definitely suggest you do learn it. I love Fibonacci, especially with me being an Elliott wave. But even before I dove into Elliott wave, and I've been studying Elliott wave for about 3 years now, really in depth. But even before I got into Elliott wave, I was big on Fibonacci because I was real big in harmonics and market geometry. But Fibonacci is amazing. You are 61.8% ratio. That is the golden ratio. Excuse me, for those of you that don't know Fibonacci, the retracements just act as support and resistance, very strong areas. And then there's you can go look up Fibonacci retracement to kind of learn the story and the number sequence and all of the mystical things in nature that I really don't have enough time to go in detail with. But on gold, I would love to buy gold from this level. You can, being a trend continuation trader like myself, I do like to buy on pullbacks when I do see a corrective structure. But you can also buy on the breakout if you are a breakout trader. This is, I believe we have an A, a B forming a C. I would love to buy gold from this area. Drop it back down to a 15-minute time frame. Kind of see what's going on. Yeah, as I just look at this, I see yeah, definitely. So this is kind of like the dollar, honestly. Let's draw. I just draw a little horizontal line here. Make that black. There we go. So this looks like price is probably going to come. Price is probably going to come up here, retest this, maybe even break it, come back down, retest these levels, and then go up. That's what I would like to see. It's a good chance that price may do it. And as you can see, you are there, some strong area of resistance and demand down here. But this is where I would definitely be looking to buy. Just me. That's gold. Let's drop it back to the 4 hour. Let's see what's next. We can look at oil. Let's start on the daily. What is oil doing? Oil is on a bullish trend. Oil did do a corrective structure. Look at this. It's crazy how the market moves. It's similar on all charts, especially if you know the Elliott wave philosophy. We got an ABC. Not really curious about that big drop right now. And I trade what I see. Let's go back to the 4-hour time frame. So looking at gold. I'm not gold. I'm sorry. Looking at oil. I'm not sold on this up move. That price is just gonna start back to the upside. This is kind of more what I see. It's kind of, what this does look like a corrective pattern. Look like it's forming a bearish flag. Let's duplicate this. Look at that. It looks like price is forming a bearish flag. Let's put on some fibs. Price did make it up to the 61.8. Let's see. Price could be even just for give. So we did talk about harmonics. We could be forming a harmonic pattern. X to A B, C, and a D up here. Probably come right here to retest the top of this trend line. What would that be, you all? That is a bearish back pattern. For my harmonic levers, but that is called a bearish back, to where you will look to get involved in the trade up here to short it. Our people will look to buy it up to that way. Got another little trend line here that we are approaching. Trend line there that we are approaching. So what do I see on oil? Just looking, kind of neutral on it. If anything, I will be looking for the buy setup. I would want to see price go back down lower, just because in my experience, this right here isn't necessarily, it don't look too impulsive to me. I could be wrong. It definitely could start up to the upside. However, if we get something like this, just something to look out for. If price moves impulsively to the upside, give us a corrective structure, then I will be looking for buys to say, okay, I believe we have completed the ABC pattern. We are going to go higher. However, if price is just choppy, I'm going to be looking for the sell setup back to the downside. So that's why it really helps when you know the patterns and you know what you're looking for and what type of movement, because you can kind of gauge it that way. Let's bring out some Fibonacci extensions just to measure to see if we we got a full 1-to-1 move, you all, so that it could be completed. And one thing that I did notice, let me bring out this line. So let's just say, let's look at it from a bullish point of view and say, hey, the oil is going to go up, create new highs, which it very well can. We very early stage of calling that out, but also look at this right here. Let me zoom in. Let's take this off. So we have to show you all some little just Elliott wave stuff. Nice. Oops, wrong thing. Let me get an arrow. We got price going up to the upside. This was a nice impulsive move. This was a very nice bullish reaction coming off a bearish corrective structure that was very strong. I like this move. Now let's look at it like this. This right here, ever since we made that, let's do this. Okay, I really like this show. I'm starting to like the bullish outlook a little bit more. I didn't analyze these charts before we got on. I'm doing everything live in front of you all. So you all can really get inside my head and see what I'm looking at. So we got this nice bullish impulse up to the upside. This right here is definitely corrective. You can look at this and say we have a B, and a completed C. Nice flat. That is a textbook flat pattern. Textbook. It don't get no, no more than that. And you can say, we really could say, hey, we are starting this up move. Because what do I have right here? I have, also notice this C leg. Remember, rules of Elliott Wave, for those of you probably don't know, a lot of people don't know. But this two legs, so we look at this as a, let me get my text tool. We look at this as a 1. Let's make this a lot smaller. A little bigger than that. Yeah. We look at this as a 1. This is just one alternative. This is one way of me looking at it. We look at this as a 2. I'm looking at this as a 2 because simply because we didn't pass up where our 1 started at, and now we're looking for a 3 to the upside. We're starting this trend, looking for a 3 to the upside. Where can the 3 potentially come at? Man, I'm giving you all a lot of great nuggets, man. Y'all got to share these videos for me. You all, I'm giving you all free nuggets. I've cost me thousands of dollars to learn this information. 3 up here, so let's look at that. Probably be more of an extended third leg, a third wave for that. But this is what I would be, looking at, and then we'll get a 4 or 5 such, and then we'll get an ABC corrective structure, then a bigger third wave. It gets a lot deeper. It's just basically a wave stuff. But so that you all do know, so I take that back, you all. I'm kind of leaning towards the bullish sentiment on I am looking at oil being bullish, looking for bullish trades. It's very, very, very early though. I don't like getting in too early, so you would definitely have to look for it. Let's look at it on an hourly time frame, even better. Look at it from an hourly time frame. Yeah, we can see it. Look at it on an hour. Okay, you all. I'm giving you our good buy setup. This is what I will look for from a buy setup perspective. It's area right here. Great area of structure. Those of you, if you don't know structure, you need to learn structure. Just take Fibonacci and all of, the advanced stuff, Fibonacci, Elliott Wave, harmonics, take all of that stuff away. You need to learn I'll take all trend lines and all that good stuff away, moving averages, RSIs, whatever you use, take all of it away. If you can't just look at a chart naked and identify trends, identify if you're in a bullish trend, a bearish trend, off the market's consolidating, if you can't identify support, resistance, supply, demand zones, just looking at structure, you need to get back to the basics before you even think about learning the advanced aspect of technical analysis. It's kind of like just learning math. Like you can't do algebra if you don't know how to add and subtract. You need to learn the basics. So learn the basics. But look, this is what I will look for. I will look for price to come back down to this zone. Then I will be looking to buy. Alternative view to that is that I can say, look at this. I can identify harmonics as well. We can say this up here. I didn't have to bring out harmonics to show you all this. This is a great area of supply, of resistance, where oil could ultimately go to before we just drop to the downside. So looking at this, what could price do? Price is either going to do 2 things. I believe we're ultimately going to get to this zone. We're going to get to this zone, and once we get to this zone, it's based. So price is probably going to do something like this, come back here, go up here, and then it could drop. It could do that. That's a possibility. We don't know. We got to trade it when we get there. Price could come here and just go up. Corrective. Boom, boom, boom. We got to wait to see. But we gotta trade what's in front of you. And if I was to trade this, I would be looking for buy setups on oil. That's why you gotta have a trade plan. If you don't got a trade plan, a very detailed trade plan that shows you when you should get involved in the markets and when you can't get involved in the markets, when to take profits, when to get out of trades, you are trading backwards and you do not have a high percentage chance of being profitable for a long time. This is another bearish bet up in here as well. For my counter trend harmonic traders that is looking for that, you could look to short oil up in this area. So that is there. Me, I'm not a harmonic trader. Trend continuation. I want to catch the bulk of the trend, jump down to the 15-minute time frame. So you all can see. Just anytime you all, when I see big moves like this, I'm usually looking for the price to correct and for me to get back involved with the trend of this big move. So with that being said, I'm so skeptical about taking the bullish side. I really do believe that it's a good chance, you all, that we see another down move. But it's just it's just too early to tell. But that is my analysis on, look at it on the daily, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we definitely could, you all. Let's look at it on the weekly one time before we leave it. Yeah, I mean, we definitely, I mean, upside is there. Both of them. So final. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. Ultimately, oil will go back up bullish, definitely. It's just what we don't know. And what you got to use your trading plan, you got to use your strategies to get you in and out of the markets. We don't know if price is going to go straight up from these levels to create new highs, or if price is going to go up here to this zone and then come down and then go up. That's what we don't know. Because two things is true. We have a ABC completed structure right there. We already have it. Price could do this. Good thing Elliott Wave, because Elliott Wave prepare you for this stuff. We could have a W. We could be forming an X, and we could have a Y, and then go up. But that's why I always preach. You gotta have a trading plan. You gotta know what you're doing. In my trading plan, I could identify me a buy setup. If price do what I, wanted to do, let's say price come back down here, I get involved in the buy setup. I go long, price go in my direction. In my strategy, I'm going to make this a risk-free trade. So if price do turn around and go against me, I'm not going to lose some money. And, I'm just out of the markets and I'll wait till I see another setup. But that's on oil, you all. I'm going very in detail, very in depth of how I look at the markets and what I do. You got to share the videos and give me love. I keep giving you all great content. Let's jump to yen. Dollar yen. So if you go to my last video I published on the YouTube channel last week, dollar yen was, let's go to the daily time frame. This was before the markets open. You don't got to take my word for it. You can go back, watch the video. Dollar yen was up here. I stated, you all, the yen's about to go down. Dollar yen is going to go down. I stated, overall, the yen is going to get stronger, and we're going to see all XXX JPY pairs go bearish. Dollar yen being one of them. Boom, we dropped. Let's see how many pips we dropped. It's a lot of pips. We dropped 1,900 pips. I said it. Go watch the videos. Let's go to the 4 hour time frame. Let's see what am I looking for in the yen right now. Now, since the yen do that, it's nothing that I'm necessarily looking at. If I did, I would definitely wouldn't necessarily want to take longs. Although I mean, price definitely could shoot up, then go down. But like I said, I'm a trend continuation trader. I will be looking to get involved in shorts. First levels. Remember, I told you all you gotta know structure. First areas, boom, look at this structure, look left, structure leaves clues. But let's just bring out some Fibonacci. Start from here. I want to start from this drop all the way down. See it's 38.2, 50 in there. It's a good area. It could really fall anywhere you are. So it's a very, very strong drop. Let's go to an hourly time frame. Don't want to spend a lot of time. I spent a lot of time going over the oil, gold, and crude oil. I do a WTI. So what could price do? Price could definitely do something like this, you all. For me to even get short, I would like to see a 1-to-1. I would like to see a corrective structure form. I always like to see corrective structures. This is the first area where I will look for shorts to the downside. It's no secret how I get these zones, you all. I use my Fibonacci extensions. If you don't know Fibonacci, you need to learn Fibonacci. And it's just how beautiful trading is, you all. I can show people, I can show you exactly what I'm doing. I can teach anybody how to read these charts. I can teach you harmonics. I can market geometry. I can teach you Elliott wave, support, resistance, supply, demand, trend. I can teach you so much stuff, but the good stuff and what people don't want to learn is how to make a trade plan, risk to reward ratios, how to identify trade setups, the kind of the boring stuff to trading, how to keep profits, how to secure profits, how to cut losses when you lose, and how to maximize winners. That's the stuff that's gonna make you a profitable trader. It's technical analysis and all of this stuff. It's second nature to me. I've just been doing it so long. But even once you learn this stuff, it's the numbers that you got to get good with. It's the psychology. You got to master your mind with trading. All of that good stuff. That's why you need to join the $1 Million Vision Telegram group and follow the Facebook page so you can get that good stuff. Anyway, you all. This is the area where I will be looking to short dollar yen. Its price gets to this area. That's where I will be looking for shorts on it. Let's go to the next pair. Dollar Swiss. Dollar Swiss, very, very, we're bearish. We're bearish on dollar Swiss. Let's go to daily before I just call it out. Yeah. Got some good resistance. I mean, we was very, very bullish. If you go last week, I believe I said we was going to get a drop on dollar Swiss. Go look at it. But 4 hour time frame, we're definitely bearish right now. I don't see a great setup. If I was just looking to trade this, I look for a breakdown of price, something like that. Definitely, I would need price to correct a little bit more before I look to short it. I don't see great setups. Just don't. If I go to the hourly time frame, I could just throw something. I say, hey, look for a flag, look for a breaking upside. Kind of like dollar yen, you all. Spring got some extensions. We already kind of got to this level. Really something in this level here. All the way up here, honestly. It's a big zone. That's how we don't got a whole lot to go by right now. Let's bring some retracements on here. Start from up here. Let's bring some, yeah, that's a good area. Let's zoom out. Yeah, that's a good area. Price get up into here. Might look for shorts. Just depends. It also depends on how price get up there too. if price, and I really hate to explain like this because if you don't know, the Elliott wave analysis and impulse and motive waves and corrective structures, it's hard for you to understand. But I mean, if price shoot up here like this, I'm not looking for bad setups, but if price just keeps, consolidate and lazy up here, yeah, I'm gonna be looking for shorts to go back down to the downside. Don't want to spend a lot of time on that, you all. Let's go to the next pair. No great intermediate setup. Let's look at dollar Canada. Dollar Canada. Let's look at it. What else? We was looking at oil. Oil was kind of trying to decide if we wanted to go bullish or bearish on oil. I look at dollar Canada. I'll immediately kind of just looks like we're going to initially get a sell set up. But looking on the 1 hour, looking at it on the 4 hour, it's not great. It's just no really great setup. Let's go to the daily, so get something clear from the daily. The daily definitely look like we're kind of bullish. I'm still kind of stuck because I see this. That's an impulse. I start to look at this. Let me see. Then I can look at it like, hey, we got an A, a B, a C, maybe. Yeah, either the C here. So there's a lot with the Elliott wave, and it could be this as well. Sorry, you all. It could be something like this. Looking at WXY, that's something that could be possible. So it's a lot of different possibilities that, what it could be. I was kind of meant to do it like this as well. We could be looking at a W, a X, then a Y price to make it back up a little bit higher. I do think price could come here. We definitely could. That's a nice area up here eventually for price to get to. I would like to see dollar Canada go short. I just don't see a great trading opportunity. We could go to the 1 hour time frame. Price is on the 1 hour, kind of giving us a little out, to where depending on how we break, we might get that to the downside. Don't know. I don't love it, you guys. I don't love it. I don't like really forecasting when we don't have clear setups. So don't want to spend a lot of time on it. Just go to euro dollar. Euro dollar, just to be flat out, I'm looking for shorts. Especially on the daily time frame. Let's drop down to the 4 hour. We might see something a little better. 4 hours, still looking at shorts. No great setup, besides just basic trend analysis. Yeah, all time frames, I'm looking for shorts. No crazy setup to really go into, you all. It is crazy divergence on euro dollar, so I wouldn't be surprised if price did decide to say, hey, kick it in, going bullish. Trend line here. We're just everything's too strong for me. Bearish wise, for me to really just go against that trend. I would also love to see a break here. That's a great trend line I just drew. 4 hour time frame. I would love to see price break down. Bring out some retracements here. We're at the 60. Price did. Price did kind of give us a little double top here. This is a strong area. Just look to the left. Structure leaves clues. I'm giving you all some good stuff, man. Share the videos, man, for me, man. Spread the word, man. Spread the knowledge with people. Don't keep it to yourself if I give it to you. Look at pound dollar. Go to daily time frame. Pound dollar is really, really weak right now, you all. Over the last week. Pound dollar shorts, same as euro dollar. 4 hour time frame. Yeah, I mean it's just shorts. It's just falling. Markets like this, you gotta be slick. You gotta be able to look for them corrective structures. I don't even really have to apply Fibonacci or nothing. It's an area where I'll look to get short at. Little flat pattern in here. Probably look for something like this. Price to come somewhere in this area. 15-minute. Yeah, you probably won't even get there. But if you do, that's what I would look for. Look to sell. Don't want to spend a lot of time on it. Let's go New Zealand dollar. New Zealand dollar, you all made a lot of money on New Zealand dollar. Well, you could have, hopefully you made a lot of money if you've been following me on TradingView and following me in the $1 Million Visions Telegram group. Let's see. You gotta go back to New Zealand dollar. You all I gave. There we go. I don't know if here we go. I don't think it's that far back. Might have went past it because we caught New Zealand dollar going both ways, the buy and the sell. Here we go, you all. New Zealand dollar, March 23rd, up here. Look for the strong sell-off. Came down to the ABC. Boom, boom, just as we thought. Looks like we are going to be going further down to the downside. I don't see. Let's just delete everything now that it didn't fulfill it. I do not see no reason. Let's see where price could be heading to. It looks like it's forming a bullish back pattern at 88.6. It's probably not even a back pattern. So it's just Gortley down there. Let's get some extensions. Some extensions will probably give us a little bit, at least give us so we can see where price is going. Look like we already got that. I mean, what's 1272? What's the next step? 64. What is that? 64,600 area easily. But yeah, kind of just like pound you all. I mean, strong trend. Don't want to really short. Don't want to go long against it. Not me. I'm a trend continuation trader. So it's just about identifying, for me to be just identifying corrective structures, opportunities to get short. Aussie dollar is the same exact way. You all don't want to spend a lot of time on this. We got exactly to the blue box as I anticipated. If you go back to last week's video, we was forming this corrective structure. I said, hey, we're going to go to this blue box. We got there. So that is all of the major pairs. Let's look at it. We're briefly a run through. That's great. That's like watch for the strong sell-off, and we got it. Seeing great setups. Remember I said a video last week, and plus earlier this video of how the yen was strong. So all the other XXX JPY pairs are going down. Pound yen, euro yen, Aussie yen, New Zealand yen, whatever yen you want to look at, is probably bearish right now because the yen is really strong. There is some economic data that went in that with China and the tariffs and all of that good stuff. But if you go back to last week's video, I pointed out before any of that news even came out, technicals are king. Everything's already priced in. Let's just see if pounds weak platforms. We're just going to briefly run through some of this stuff to look at setups. Just looking at this, I will pound Aussie could be giving us a potential buy setup. Although the pound's weak, Aussie's weak. A pound will probably get stronger before the Aussie will. Let's look. This is where I would look to buy at. Down in this area, 61.8. This is where I look to buy at for pound Aussie. Be on the lookout for it. Pound Swiss is running through them. Euro yen, euro pound. The euro is kicking the pounds, but you all, a situation like this, I look for corrective structures so that I can get involved into the upside. Don't want to spend. I think that's probably gonna be about it. You all on the Forex side. Yeah, that's about it on the Forex side. That's nothing else crazy. Yen futures, yen's kicking butt. I told you all, if you got last week's video, or maybe the week before that, we looked at the Japanese yen futures, and I pointed out once we broke this trend line, we was going to go back up and retest this. I pointed it out. Next, let's jump into some futures really quick. If you stayed around this long, I appreciate you staying around. And if you stayed around this long, you probably see a lot of value in what I am going over with you all. So share the videos for me. Join the Telegram group if you're not in. If you are in, invite other people. Share the content, share the videos, share the tips, the strategies, the posts. I appreciate all of the support. The more love and feedback that I get from you all, the more it motivates me to give out more free content. I'll start having little boot camp classes and all little type of stuff just to help people out. But anyway, let's look at the E-mini. I've been trading the mini a lot lately, you all. Haven't traded this week. No great setups. So I don't see nothing there. Oil, we already looked at oil. Natural gas. Let's see if it loads up. Nothing crazy. I was looking at natural gas earlier this week. I was looking for buy setups. I still may. I do like this pattern that we're seeing. Look on the daily. And daily, let's say it's a bearish market. Yes, it's a bearish market, definitely. So just probably look for a little on natural gas. I like natural gas. I'll look for a little corrective structure and a breakdown. We already went over gold. I'm looking for a corrective structure back to the upside. The 10-year notes. No crazy setup here. We are approaching some strong resistance and supply area for shorts. That's about it. You all, this video went a little bit longer than I expected. As always, be on the lookout in the Telegram group. I'm gonna be posting a lot of just tips and strategies as always. Just advice on how to deal with the psychology side of trading, risk management, risk reward, building trade plans. If I see new setups occur throughout the week, of course, I'm going to give them to you all. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, subscribe to the channel. I definitely appreciate the support in watching the video. Share the video for me. Follow the Facebook page. Give me any type of comment, feedback. Any type of value that you got from it. I don't mind negative feedback if it's constructive criticism. And if there's any to give, there's always constructive criticism you can give. But I always like hearing from traders, so hit me up. Let me hear your journey, your struggles, I give you a little bit of my advice, I try to make time for everybody. People ask me all the time, do I charge for training or anything of that nature? I don't have a trading course that I sell people. Just a lot of preset videos. I might come up with one in the future. That's not on my radar to do. Probably none in 2019. From time to time, I do take one-on-one students where I work with somebody one-on-one. You know, at that point, I like for people to have a basic idea, a good understanding of trading. I like for somebody to have been trading, you know, for a little bit, just have a decent understanding. Um, I don't want nobody that's, you know, to give me their last money, or, you know, that don't got money to fund an account, and that type of that stuff. So I mean, I really I don't take a lot of people. You know, time to time, I do take a few one-on-one students. Nothing crazy. I haven't taken one recently in a way. I just personal schedule for. If you don't follow me on Facebook, you can follow me. You know, you get a glimpse inside my life. You know, I got a fiance, I got a 3-year-old little girl, 6-month-old little boy. You know, so I'm busy. But definitely hit me up, you all. Thanks for watching this video. I love giving you all content. This is my passion. I love the charts. I love trading. I love everything about it. Have a great week and show me love, you know, with the support. Have a good day, you all.